So, hello everyone, Mod Clan of course for the last WAIFU War episode, and honestly, I'm excited to see with how this is gonna burn, right? Because this anime has been one of the most uneven animes in a long time. I mean, I don't have to go in too much here in the intro again, right? But obviously, the fights are really good. It's Mappa Madhouse, the fights are amazing, right? We have this really cool waifu, very sexy oppa ladies doing this badass, twists and turns and heel kicks, and the effects are amazing, right? So it's Kaiser level of heights or whatever. But the storyline is so bad, though. The storyline is horrible. One thing I think is sad, though, is that while it has not exactly the same level, but definitely kind of a Kaiser level of fights, right? I think one massive issue that I'm thinking about, to my friend yesterday about this, is that, for example, there's no, boogie woogie, yeah, it lacks that. I think what it lacks, because the fights are really, really good, right? But what it lacks so is powers, I suppose. They have powers to be like shotgun and so on, but it does lack, compared to Kaiser, right? And we have really cool abilities, and then also cool fights, right? And that makes the fight better, just like any old anime, Naruto, or whatever, or One Piece, when they have, I can turn into this thing and so on. Yeah, I can take it whatever, yeah. This anime, all the girls are very attractive, they have very cool design, very cool stylistics and so on, but all the powers are kind of boring, right, honestly. They have a very straightforward, I can shoot laser beams, I have a shotgun, yeah. It still looks good, but I think that's where the fights aren't the best fights, because they do lack creative powers. So that's one issue, generally speaking. But that being said, though, the fights are really, really good, right? That's a good part. The storyline, though, most predictable thing ever, right? However, as I keep saying, one massive issue with the anime is that obviously who's the bad guys immediately, right? Immediately in the anime. And then you just wait for them to finally reveal it, and then we finally reveal it, right? And we still haven't actually learned his backstory or whatever. So, I'm honestly here, if you're gonna of course react to it, and I'm honestly excited, because I think it's gonna really be a shitty ending, you know what I mean? I have an incredibly hard time seeing this ending not being utter terrible, right? Because the bad guy is some kind of lava, Sephiroth, I'm gonna eat the planet, alien or whatever. Maybe it's a human that's been too corrupted. He's something, right? And they have to explain that. I mean, either they're gonna completely ignore that and just focus on the waifu fights. That's gonna be terrible, because then you have this gigantic plot holes, right? Or they're gonna try to, now then in one episode, explain all the plot holes, right? All the plot twists in one episode. But also still gonna have the double fusion waifu battle, and also probably more of the other waifus fighting too, right? So half the episode is probably gonna be a fight, and the other half is gonna be like, it's like 10 minutes to explain, I don't know, like a 50 episode of storyline, you know what I mean? It's gonna be crazy. So let's start watching it, but I expect it to be really, really bad, honestly. So 3, 2, 1, and go. I mean, the fight is probably good, but very loud. Yeah. And of course, Anna kissed the boyfriend, though. I keep hoping that Anna is gonna turn into a waifu, right? I mean, she's obviously a wife, but you know what I mean? I mean, a warrior waifu. Come on, you know what I mean? She's a babe. She's like, she probably is the best girl from like an actual relationship standpoint. But yeah, One-chan. But certainly, I would love to see her also transform and fight with them. And I definitely would, because they post evolve and so on. And more of little Titan, Lily-chan and so on. And then hell, I think that Hell and Heaven. This is the original form, I believe. Honestly, yeah, it felt very Bleach to me. This anime feels very Bleach, right? The Bleach comic book next year. This feels very Bleach. It's like, power twist! We're actually one woman! It feels very Bleach, honestly. I don't want to spoil Bleach too much if you have it. But this is an old Bleach. That's an old Bleach. That's not a new Bleach. In the previous Bleach, the anime's covered. Not a big spoiler, but there is one character that is like, actually, we're one person, and they combine, right, and they get much stronger. Yeah. I mean, it's just a Bleach thing to have one guy being very powerful, has like a friend or girlfriend or whatever, right, and they can actually fuse, and they get like 10 times stronger, and it's like, we used to be two people, and one person, and we split apart because we were lonely or whatever. It feels. There's gonna be some backstory how it's like the real form, whatever. The true form is the fusion of waifus or whatever. Probably. That being said, though, but I'm interested in seeing how they're gonna play the real bad guy, not this woman. I mean, certainly, badass double waifu, fusion waifu. Yeah, like one white and black. Yeah, of course, so on. It's cool, but I mean, again. So Orphan, also that the bad guy FF13 for that matter, that also looks kind of similar, honestly, and also a similar room. This actually is very similar to Final Fantasy 13 because the last boss there has the same name, I believe. The different forms, but one of the forms is Orphan, and they also have this crystal thing and so on. It's very Final Fantasy, honestly, yeah, and Sephiroth, kind of all the guys on it. But anyway, here we go. Yeah. But see, after he done this fight, right, you're gonna have to explain why he's doing what he's doing. And it's gonna be like 5 minutes time to explain all the plot holes. It's gonna be so bad. How honest this anime is. It has to be a very crappy ending. I mean, I would be amazed if they manage to fix this ending. Because of mines, I guess? Proximity mines? Yeah, okay. Like a random... I can throw proximity mines. Ha! And I got my... I got my music... You know, actually, it makes sense that she has that, because we're supposed to be musical warriors, right? Yeah, so, if anything, she has those instruments that, like... How did Titan have instruments? It's like shotgun, that was... Yeah. Yeah, we got a one-puncher, okay. But I think it's the last episode. She has that purple thing, right? She's like a weakness here, right? She has like a crystal part of her one of her boobies is crystallized. You shoot that crystal, that's gonna probably be her weak spot. Let's see if she can do that, maybe. Oh, of course, they can do random shit like chains. Ah, it's cool how her dressed now is red. And I didn't see that before. Yeah, it's cool. Her skirt is like half red, half black too. Yeah, so I mean, that's again, the anime is very cool visual design, right? Like the bad girl here looks amazing, right? The double fusion hell heaven waifu looks amazing. Yeah, and the fights are amazing, but the storyline is completely lacking. It's just, but the fight is really good, and she's for some reason is super healing too. Oh, will that hurt her though? I don't think his kick is gonna do any damage. Like how much power can he have? And she's like, oh yeah, it turns me on. Yeah, she's like, oh yeah. Yeah, good distraction, I guess. Blast her face and her one of her. Okay, she can easily probably revive this thing. No, come on, this is anime. She's gonna be like his Rodriguez. Come on, it's obvious. She has a leg slap. You gotta destroy her cell. You know, you gotta destroy every cell in your body. It's freaking Dragon Ball style. Come on, she's easily recover that. You should keep attacking her though. I don't know why she's like, run away while I fight her. You keep attacking her instead of just talking. Attack the legs while she's healing. But yeah, they're gonna keep fighting anyway, because she's like, yeah, whatever, I can keep healing that. But she should probably attack her instead of... Attack her when she's healing. She clearly can't fight when she's healing, right? She's back, with the sexy smile, of course. Nice. But yeah, I like how the skirt is like red-black, right? On the side is red. You couldn't see it in many frames, but... Yeah. Oh, she can also summon katanas out of her arms. I like how her powers are so random. She's like, I got a katana in my arm, girl! Yeah, come on, a sword fight! And she got, of course, probably got the rollerblade kicks too, right? Nothing of her powers was before. I mean, see, it's a really badass ultimate waifu fight. But I guess we're finally gonna explain now the backstory. I think now we're gonna explain the backstory, right? Yeah, now we're gonna explain why he's taking over the planet, right? Why he's like destroying the planet. We're finally gonna explain why he's doing it. Let's see how many plot holes or this. It's gonna be like Attack on Titan style of storyline. Actually, this is the real storyline. Yeah, it's gonna be some random, like out of nowhere explanation. Okay, so that's the girls, of course, with her umbrella. So this is when he, I guess, he arrived. But was he behind it then? I mean, he's controlling them with her power, though. So was he the one actually attacking the humans? I would argue that he's just. It feels like he's faking it, right? Like he's kind of the Palpatine strategy. He's like both sides, you know. He's both the guy attacking them and defending them. It's completely pointless, though. The anime is horrible pacing, because this again here doesn't add anything, right? Like yeah, whatever. He was like a leader, but tell us what he's actually doing, right? Nothing of this actually matters except okay, we see like a cute girl with like. A lot of waifus. I mean, it's kind of fun seeing all the waifus, but and I like the one like oh, the water squirters, something. Yes, water guns. It's kind of cute, but I mean, I don't know. Okay, it was a big war. Do you care about this? I don't care about this. I want to see why is he the true bad guy, right? Yeah, they had a war and there were some zombies and there were some alien waifus fighting. She's doing her kicks there. Yeah, and he was the one leading the armies. Like, we really know this. Why is he actually the leader of the aliens? Why is he actually taking... Why is he fusing with the... So this probably won't even explain why the aliens are there for, this backstory. This is to only explain why he turned crazy. This feels to explain why he went evil, not to explain where the alien comes from in an actual sense, right? Or how he became like, I don't know, how the music art works. So it obviously leaving a lot of plot here. It's obviously leaving a huge amount of plot here that won't be explained. This is what I expect, right? Like leaving off with like 20 plot holes or plot threads not explained. Still just talking like, yeah, it's a war. This feels really poor. Yeah, I mean, okay, fine. You know, it was sad. He turned crazy, I guess. But this doesn't explain anything except why he turned evil. This is a very shallow way to explain that he went crazy. But I mean, yeah, and what I want to know, right, is the reasoning and the powers of the aliens and where the waifu come from. I want to know the actual world building. I want to know the world building, right? I don't want to know that he turned crazy. That feels so... yeah, this is the least interesting part of it, honestly. I'm sorry, this is the least interesting part of it. Well, he finds the Final Fantasy Crystal, though. He finds the Final Fantasy Crystal, sure. Of course, then he... yeah. Is this like the crystallized form of people's death or something? Yeah, see, unfortunately, he keeps giving me more plot threads, like... ah, nice ass there at least, yeah, very good. Well, I guess he created the tuning of that crystal, I guess. Yeah, but this doesn't explain, you know, what the aliens are doing, right? Or why he's going one angel. Oh, god damn it! This is, I mean, I don't know, but it's exactly expected. Really terrible storyline. It's as I expected. Really, really terrible storyline. Like that explains so little. That only motivated why he turned crazy. Nothing else. It didn't explain. It didn't explain how the ending works, right? Okay, so they keep having a cool fight at least. The animation, of course, is stellar. I mean, of course, the fighting is good. Don't get me wrong, I keep saying it. The fights are really good. Yeah, look at that. It's amazing in a lot of frame, the quality of the art, her up eyes. No, but... yeah, like her badass kind of cape or hair thing, that green, and... yeah, her had the inner... yeah, I mean, she's right. She doesn't have any free will, man. See, again, the fights are awesome, right? Yeah, I mean, it's badass fights. Like, the fights are really good. It's very Sakuga, as always. Usually that storyline makes zero sense, right? And of course, he keeps dying. Oh, he's gonna... that's his plan? To get all the zombies there? Oh, he's turning Kaneki! White hair guy, man! Oh my god, he's losing his hair color. Now it's time to go Kaneki or Arifurata or whatever. He's gonna go into the... yeah. Now the main character is getting powerful. He's losing his hair color. Now he's getting powerful. It's ultra instant time. His strategy is like what? Just get them all to come there and then kill them or something? But why is he fusing with the crystal for? How does it help him to I wanna kill everyone to free you from pain or something. Oh my god, this storyline is so bad. Sure. Music of life. Still doesn't display anything, right? Yeah, it's like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, of course it's gonna make everything about music, right? It's like playing the music. Yeah, he loves the pain, I guess, but I really don't see how she can turn it around though. Unless the older, again, as I said last week, the older wife is a helper, right? This makes no sense that Destiny is gonna win this fight. She's weaker than a double fused wife, right? She will need the older girls to come and save her. Yeah, I think we'll see if she can turn it around. It doesn't make any sense. But it's like 20 other wives there. Okay, another flashback. Okay, when he went crazy, I guess. Maybe they can explain how they can fuse to. Yeah, maybe they can explain how they can also become one woman or something. Nope, nope. Just that she loves. It's just they both love him, I guess. Where's the wife who's. Come on. Nope, she just turned it around somehow. She slapped her. This makes no sense. She's gonna punch her, like what? No, it's her love, of course, because she's in love with him. It's nice, but I'm just like, I don't know how she can do it. Like the power, yeah, how she's stronger than her. The power scale makes no sense. She's a double, waifu title for, yeah. She's a fusion waifu. How she turned it around and her husband is like dying. I don't understand how she can turn it around. The power level makes no sense, honestly. And also how she dodged that and just blast. I don't know. She dodged and blasted easily. This is the amazing plot armor. She just does it. Because she wants to something. It's really well animated, but I was like, I don't know how it happens. She's just like, I love my husband more than you love your husband, something. It's about my love or something. Yeah, I love my man more than you love your man or something. And I guess she's like dying now from like pettive kiss or something. Yeah, Destiny is she's hornier, I guess. Yeah, she's thirstier for a man. It looked great, but it made absolutely zero sense. She's just like, I want to win more. Like, I want to win more, girl. I love him more than you love your guys. So, but that she's fighting a double woman though, right? With double love. Wouldn't their love together be more than one love? Yeah, what? But also the main bad guy means he's so pointless. He is like dying from his crystal or whatever. Like, okay. And nothing here makes any sense. Why is he doing? Why does he have to die by the crystal or something? I understand it's trying to, pull out the monsters there, but why is he doing it for? Yeah, but isn't his plan to kill them all if they all come there? And she comes with no problem. And she's like fine too. She's even tired. She's kind of come. I don't understand how she could defeat the double hotter waifu. And then she just comes there. Hey man, I just killed your wives. Yeah, she just comes there like nothing, right? My God, he's just a poor bad guy. He's so shallow. Yeah, like he's an uninteresting bad guy. Yeah, I guess he's gonna just kill him. How would that affect the aliens or something? Maybe, yeah, you just kill him, I guess. He's like, God damn you, crazy bad guy. He was wasn't he already stabbed like 4 times by the crystal or something? No, I guess he wore it because the crystal fall down. And yeah, of course, the fusion waifu, she's crying as a petrified body. Wouldn't she maybe turn back into her original? Okay, and then lands on her. That was pretty cute, actually. The crystal lands on her, she dies, I guess. I guess she gets crushed. Here's random military guys. And some other wife is like a black skirted waifu. I love how they animate like so many. It's supposed to be a game, right? It's supposed to like so many other game characters. Yeah, it's like popping in some other girl in a skirt. There's a girl with like a water gun. Yeah, they have all the waifus appearing. They have all the like, cameos, other probably playable waifus, right? It's like a lot of love characters popping up there. So we should turn into Cosette now. Then we should turn into Cosette-chan. That's my music that I've written, right? Yeah. That's the music I wrote, right? That's my music, probably. Yeah, it's for you, it's my love. I love you, Cosette. It's my own love music. Yeah. I'm lying here on the beach talking about his music for her. His love tune for his girl. I would never give up. Come on. I would never give up. You know nothing, woman. Yeah. Shut up. I'm on a live with music. Yeah. Any problem with that? Okay, the holding hands is kind of cute. The lying era, the holding hands together. They're kind of dying, maybe. I don't know if they're actually gonna die though, but you know. The lying here is all cute, it's all kawaii. His hair is turning white. But okay, it's fine, his hand is gone, I guess. But she's probably gonna turn into Cosette now, and he's probably gonna alive then. Or maybe he's gonna die then. It's gonna be a sad ending if he dies here, but... Okay, good night, Maestro. We have New York's Bay Area, New York Bay. Maybe he does die here then. His girlfriend lying next to him. A little sad, but it's like the anime really didn't make the characters very likable, so... Yeah, he's probably dead, of course. And I guess she understands that. I don't know, I mean, you know how she is. I guess she understands that he's dead. Well, I guess we can say that she could win by... Okay, see? God damn it, this anime! There's some good damn goosebump anime on. I think she's gonna be alive. She kissed her last time, and that's how you revived her, right? Come on. It's a little sad though. It's pulling the heartstrings. It is. But what if she removes her powers? What if she turns into Cosette again and then removes her? What if she gives her like magical powers to him, right? It's her magical music power to him. I also love you. Yeah, I love you. Here we go. See? Now she disappears and he's gonna be fine now. I think. Otherwise, why would she also die when he dies? Oh, I don't know. I guess they both die then? I think that he's probably gonna be healed by her disappearing. Then he will stop losing life power, right? And then of course... Yeah, now they're in heaven to get something. Well, it is sad, but the anime storyline has been so poor that I don't... You know, it is sad, right? But you know, it's like, I feel a little... It's sad, again, but I'm not crying, right? Because it's just like... Yeah, the anime didn't make me really care about the characters, right? That much. But I think he's gonna be fine. Yeah, he's gonna be fine because she... I mean, she obviously, yeah, his hand's back. She obviously turned into his hand again, right? And that's gonna save him. I think it's kind of like clear that he's gonna survive because she disappeared, right? And you know, that's gonna like return his life force. So I guess Destiny dies, but he's fine. Oh, Sugoi Christmas tree. Well, I guess Anna. He might end up with Anna then, right? Because you know, if Cosette Destiny dies, right, he's gonna end up with his other wife. And kissed him, of course. This episode. He also has Valkyrie, of course, and he has Titan. He has his other. He got his other ladies that loves him. Yeah. This is, I guess, either Anna or Lot. No, it's Anna, yeah. And Titan-chan. So Anna got a new hairstyle. She got a little more mature hairstyle now. Yeah, she got a little more baby hairstyle. I've seen her play something like that. Yeah, so Anna now is like a conductor, maybe otherwise. She might be a conductor, might be a fighter now. Yeah, I think she's like a warrior, right? She turned into like one of their elite warriors. Cosette Destiny's life force thing there. So Anna is a warrior lady now. Gonna spin-off. Season 2. Anna fighting with her waifus. She's the only female conductor, right? Yeah, all the men. Yeah, it's always like a man and wives, right? Yeah, it's always one man and like ladies, but she's the only lesbian character. Yeah, she's the only Yuri conductor. Sounds like he's in a coma, given this last line from her. Then he just kind of ends. Man, what a terrible storyline it is! Oh my god, this is worse than I expected, right? I mean, I don't know. No, I expected a very, very bad ending. Let's see some after ending. Maybe some after ending credits. I expected something really bad, like, okay, there's a little after ending credits, yeah, okay. Whatever the timing is wrong, but whatever cares. I jumped over the ending, I just wanna see some preview. Or not preview, I mean after ending Yeah, Anna. Well, she still has Destiny with her, maybe. So maybe you can summon her with that thing. Maybe she's fine then. You can summon her with the little item, maybe. Or she... What she turn into her, though? What she turn into her? Maybe she... Because she's a woman, she can't summon. She can't have a partner. Maybe she's a fusion instead. Maybe she's like... Maybe she fights by fusioning with Destiny and becoming Destiny Anna, right? After all, then you can marry them both, right? Yeah, you can have them both in the same time, right? Kind of like with Anos, you can have them both. But sure, they pulled the heartstrings a bit here. But the animation is just good too. I mean, the quality of the actual art is so good, right? But the anime is so sad. And I mean, sad as in not sad in the storyline, but I mean sad in production value. Because man, goddamn it, they still look good, right? They see when she's crying. This is one of the best like crying scenes, crying frames in an anime that I've seen, this year, right? I mean, it's so good looking, yeah. It's sort of fantastic, like quality of anime. Like the actual art is fantastic. But holy moly, was that a bad episode? From a storyline aspect, it was just terrible. It's like 0 out of 10 story, right? 10 out of 10 fights, yeah. But it was actually really, really ambiguous who died here because she clearly turned into his arm again, as I called it, right? She turned into his arm, and then Lotte was like, first aid! So he clearly survived that. But then it sounded like he was in a coma. It was definitely not really defined what happened. Anna was like, he's still sleeping, I will fight, right? So he's probably fine, but like in a coma. And, we can assume he's gonna be recovering eventually, right? It's been a few years. But he's probably coming back from this life-draining thing. And then she also turned into Destiny. Instead of summoning her with the weapon, she turned into, right? So she's like, I'm fusioning. Anna, Destiny Fusion seems to be the ending of it. Instead of fighting with her love partner kind of thing. I think it's kind of funny that because as I mentioned, she's the only female conductor. So instead of having her partner right that the male has, she instead is like turning into it. Yeah, she instead is becoming one with it. So I fix the camera there. There we go. She instead becomes one with her love instead, I suppose. Right? But anyway, let's talk about the storyline first. And talk about the fight in the end. But it was really poor. It was really poor. That being said, the ending is better still than like Fina. It's better than Fina. It's better than Takt, I guess. It's better than like Promised Neverland, right? Because Fina and Promised Neverland, they made this like PowerPoint presentation. Like, PowerPoint, and it made no sense. Yeah, it was like here's a slideshow of plot lines we didn't talk about, right? For example, in Fina, this is terrible, ridiculous. Yeah, more people will see Promised Neverland, of course, but Fina was even worse. I think Fina has the worst ending this year. It was so bad. It was a whole shit was it bad. The issue with Fina, and I'll talk too much here, but just very briefly, is that the issue with Fina is that basically every plotline that they set up in the whole anime are completely ignored after episode 5 or 6 so. For example, episode 3, Fina is like training to learn the weapons, like martial art, the gun, the archery. She's like being taught to use different weapons by the ninja pirates. And then that, of course, spoilers, immediately is never talked about again. And as a forward ever. And she never fights anyone ever. You know what I mean? That's just terrible writing. One episode is about her training, mastering different tools and weapons and whatnot, yeah, and then having her never using them once in the whole anime afterwards. That's why the anime is so bad, because it looked good in the first 2-3 episodes, right? And then it completely went like that. So that's why the anime is so bad, because it doesn't cover anything that happened in the beginning. It's basically 2 different animes, right? And so on. And then they basically, it's like Promised Neverland, which I think most people have seen. They did a PowerPoint, right? And that episode is like 10 minutes of PowerPoint. They're like, here's all the plot lines that we didn't talk about. And the brother, here is in the PowerPoint, yeah. But they didn't just, still frames of different characters. Promised Neverland, at least you have the manga. You can go read. And I read the manga after I watched the anime. And of course, the manga is a lot better than in the anime. It certainly is. But the manga still issues too, though. Let's be honest here. The manga is still the best in the beginning when they're at the house right there. Everything after that is definitely way worse in both manga and anime. But the anime, I mean, clearly I'm shocked. And one thing is so terrible in the anime, Promised Neverland, is that not only do they have this, PowerPoint ending, but they also have generally like they talk and they it's so boring. Yeah, there's like 2-3 episodes where they just talk, right? It's like, oh well, then we escaped this thing, and then we saw like a demon, and they just sit there talking, and you're thinking like, why are they animating this here? Right? Why are they animating the actual fights, or what they're talking about? Like, it's so weird. So Promised Neverland managed to also have really bad pacing in the middle of it, like really slow pacing, and then suddenly it's like incredibly fast the last 1-2 episodes. So it's still worth this anime. Let's be honest, it's still worth it. That being said, though, this anime here, the ending, makes me kind of wanna cry, right? Because the ending was like, okay, the bad guy's backstory was so pathetic. Yeah. And I mean, I kept saying that I expected them to really butcher any kind of semblance of a storyline like with Saga, right? Of course it did, because they should have explained the bad guy's motivation and storyline way earlier, episode 9, 10 or something. They should have been like, oh, he killed his father or so on. It should have been like, explained way earlier, right? And focus on that. And this is the final episode when we finally get something about Sagan, and it was just like, oh, he saw the pain of people and then he went crazy and a light pain or something, right? It's like a very simple, it's just like one-dimensional bad guy, it's just like incredibly simple and boring, boring bad guy. Like he has no value, there's no redeeming qualities, his plan is so boring and simple. It's just such a one-dimensional character, truly. And an issue with it, even if it's one-dimensional, it could have explained earlier. I don't know, like, because the thing is that I guess at least I think that you can expect some kind of crazy twist, right? Yeah, you expect two things, I would say, from this anime. Either they can do what they did here, that's what you expect, right? Like basically a nothing burger. Yeah, so it'd be like kind of pointless, bad pacing storyline, because all episodes has bad pacing. Every story bit in this anime has bad pacing. The fights are great, and then the storyline is always badly written in both pacing and narration and twists or whatever. Yeah, so you expect two things, I would say. Either nothing happens, like this episode basically. Nothing really happens in the storyline, right? It's really, really boring. I mean, except of course that scene, but yeah, except but the bad guy, nothing happens with the bad guy. It's really boring. Or you expect some kind of really crazy, I'm actually an alien that eat them planets, right? Yeah, you expect something that's really, really bonkers, or something that's very, very plain, and we got a very plain thing, right? And it's just kind of boring, yeah. But that's honestly, as I say again, one of the, I think, most likely things that were going to happen given the episode 1 to 11, because yeah, the anime is very, very poor when it comes to like, oh, let's go at the casino for an episode, okay? Let's go and help this old lady to, I don't know, fix her, I don't know, her house or something, yeah, fix her wood planks or something. He hit some planks there with a hammer. It's like so terrible episode like earlier. This anime has really, really bad writing. Everything in the writing, dialogue, everything is so bad, right? So it's just like, yeah, I definitely didn't expect anything and the miraculous, let's say, save, right? I didn't expect suddenly the main storyline to be awesome. As I said earlier before I watched the episode, that it would be a miracle basically, right? To have like a really good backstory of the bad guy. It would really require like amazing miracle to make this thing work out. And it felt like they didn't even try. It felt like, yeah, it felt like either you have to have some insane plot twist, right? That somehow explains all the plot holes and all the plot convenience and actually motivates everything happened before with his father and everything. Yeah, and it has to really make sense, right? That's what they could do, or they could try to do that and miserably fail. That's probably expected, right? But or I don't know. This felt like they didn't even try. It felt that they just kind of gave up. They were like, well, no one's gonna take this storyline seriously anyway. This is, I don't know. He's crazy or something. Yeah, it's like, why is he evil for? What's the backstory? He's just like sad or something. He's just like angry at the world. Yeah, it's like the most, very, yeah, it's just so boring. And of course, it doesn't explain anything about why these zombies really attacked the humans to begin with. It doesn't explain anything about the musical girls. It doesn't explain anything why Takt and Destiny had this, I don't know, life force sucking girlfriend power up, where every audio conductor can use. He can conduct more than one girl easily, right, without taking any damage. So it never really explained. I mean, because I know that Takt kind of fused with her with his life force in the beginning, right? But again, why can he do that? Why can no one else do that? It didn't explain either how heaven and hell could fuse, right? Yeah, they could fuse and so on, and they were all together. So were they one person to begin with? They were two. Is that a power they have? Is that a power he have? Yeah. It's so one of those things that can the other girls fuse, right? Can Titan and Destiny fuse? It kind of ended right again with Anna fusing with Destiny. So I guess other girls can fuse too. Like as long as you're a female, you can fuse other females. So I guess girl and girl is always correct in this anime. Two girls can always become one girl, but can you have four girls to become one girl then, right? There, two and two and two and so on, yeah. But it's so much stuff in this anime where you really question everything. Right? You're like, they didn't even try to explain how Orphan could exist, right? He didn't even try to explain whatever, yeah, how her powers were and so on. And one thing, while the fight was good, I think it also felt really poor in that the fight was like didn't make any sense in the sense that she has this like rollerblade power, right? As hell, and Heaven has this umbrella power, like a protection power and umbrella laser and so on, right? And then Heaven and Hell, the fusion, Orphan has like nothing of that. Yeah, they were katana instead. that was so stupid too. I mean, the fight looked really good, right? The best part of the anime is always the fights. So let's talk about the fight more in sense. But from a story aspect, they were really stupid as well. But I mean, certainly the fight looked really good. Where's the fight? And it looks fantastic and has so many good frames. And you know, it's Sakuga fight, right? Sakuga and just absolutely terrible storyline. Yeah, Sakuga fight and like absurdly bad storyline. That's kind of the anime. But you know, so the fights looks really good, right? The Sakuga is amazing, but the fight story, the plot is terrible. But it's like, what can I say? Nothing she could do made any sense though. I think that was a bit. God damn it! The fight looks really good, but from any kind of intelligence standpoint, it's really terrible because. Yeah, they never explained how Heaven and Hell can fuse. Instead, their part can do it, right? Again, is that something they can do? Is that can everyone do that? Whatever, right? It's never even like tried to explain why they can do it, or if it's the real form or whatever. And again, as I mentioned, she gets a katana here. I think it's a katana attack, and she goes to Harpies and so on. Yeah, so she's like, her powers are completely unrelated to her previous powers. That also makes that's just boring. That's just lazy, I think, right? Because the fusion. Umbrella and rollerblades. Certainly, she can have a katana too, right? But you know, she should have like a. Why didn't she have a rollerblades for? Why didn't she have like a a better umbrella as well? Yeah, like well, it feels so weird to me that you fuse two characters and she loses basically everything they could do. Then she had this like chain weapon and so on. Yeah, so everything she could do was completely random and nothing to do with her previous forms. And she just had like 10 new powers. And again, then not only did she have more powers, she had none of the powers they had as one character. That makes no sense. I mean, it's one thing that she can have new powers, but why doesn't she have any of her old powers left? So the actual fight is stupid in that way. And then she lost, right? And she lost by just Destiny was like, I love my husband more than you love your husband, so I'm like stronger or something. It was incredibly plot armor, like defend or whatever you call it. It didn't make any sense. She was just like, she was smacked her, yeah. She was clearly losing, right? She had no chance against Orphan. She had no chance. She was just Orphan was beating the crap out of her. She was like, "You're pathetic. I can easily take you down. I got double. You know, I'm two women in one, right? And each woman was stronger than her too. She's obviously easily defeating her. She's pushing you down like a baby. She's like, you're pathetic, man. And she has heaps of healing power and everything, right? Yeah, she easily owns her. And then suddenly she just smacks her. Suddenly. Destiny is like, shut up, I love my husband more than you love your husband, and yeah, and she just like beats her up. She just gets her with like a fist, right? Yeah, and it's just like, why? And it's kind of the tunes around it, but honestly, I guess you could argue because Takt was like, he had a new song or something, but really, it's just like, it was so bad. It's anime. The fight is visually it's very good, but again, like it's just like the main female character just won. Because she wanted to win, right? Nothing she did make any sense. She was getting owned the whole fight. She was getting beaten. She was taking a beating, right? Every second of the fight. Basically, except when she hit her and she let her heal up again. But all it was that. She kept taking damage and damage. She's fighting 2 against 1, right? And yet she's just like, oh, no, I want to fight. So screw you, I'm in love, so I'm gonna win. If it's like, but she also was in love. And obviously Heaven and Hell or Orphan that was in love with Sagan. So they had their own love power up going on, right? They had their own love power up. And they're 2 ladies. She is like, well, I'm 2 females in love, right? So yeah, why is she weaker? And then she just goes around and just beats the crap out of her, yeah. She just smacks her around like nothing. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, she goes crazy. And that's why Takt is dying, right? So like, it made no sense because she was getting weaker and weaker given the Takt was about to die and so on. Yet she suddenly is like, smack, 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 girl. Smack you around. Just really terrible. One cute thing though in the anime is in the flashback though when you see the other characters. You see the girl with the little squatter gun or whatever. Yeah, it's always kind of fun. In that sense, the anime could definitely have more female characters, right? More waifus. Yeah. I'm gonna make some random scenes so you can find someone. But I think that's fun with the anime. They have all these like weird looking girls, right? So again, the anime, the actual like character design is really good, right? And you have these fights, and you see this like, here's a girl with like this power, and here's a girl with like some blue hair. Yeah, here's a girl with like, here's another woman with hell and like a blue haired lady with like a wand or something. You can see the back of her face in that screen. And I guess earlier we could see, just on the flat break when you see like the girl with the squirt gun and so on. You have to find the girl with the blonde girl. Where's that scene? When you see the blonde lady. Come on, I'm back. What was that scene? I remember it, but I don't remember where it was. I don't remember how it looked, but maybe here. Here are people heaven and hell. Here it is, yeah. No, but I think this is one of the best anime. Like, this is about a random little girl with like, it's like a cute little girl with water guns. Yeah, like, oh, bam, zombies. Yeah, holy magical water or something. Yeah, I mean, this stuff is fun with the anime, right? But honestly, that makes me think that the anime would be better too, without having no storyline. The anime, I think the anime would probably be better if it was just, you know, crazy fights. Yeah, I mean, I don't even care about the storyline. Just give me this like kawaii pigtail blonde girl with like, you know, oh yeah, no, I was thinking about her skirt's a piano, of course. Her skirt is a piano around, but yeah, it's the tangents, yeah, of course. Like that, you know, the design is really cool. Yeah, give me this. Yeah, give me like the. You know, I want to have give me the pre-war, the prologue. Yeah, give me the girls fighting, right? You want to check here before we start this review here. Can I find like you know the game characters? I mean, they clearly have. Okay, it's a wiki. Okay, so we can see here in the game, right? Yeah, so we have Ume, Destiny, and so on, right? Music art. If so I find in games Wikipedia here. Okay. List of this is an anime, I guess. Let's see the music and so on. Yeah, Sagan of Heaven and Hell, in the Temporary, Orpheus in the Underworld, Offenbouts. So here we go. We have Jupiter. So I found a list. Okay, that girl is called Twinkle. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. That's her. You know, because there's a song here. That's her name. Okay, so the blonde girl. Her name is Twinkle, okay? This is Twinkle. She got the Twinkle power, yeah. She got the double little... Yes, of course, I mean, this was earlier. Of course, these other girls we see in the background are, of course, other playable characters, right? There's a black-haired girl called Jupiter. She maybe was the girl with the black skirt we saw earlier. Valkyrie, of course, you know what, Valkyrie. Carmen, I think we've never seen her. She looks some kind of like... I guess like some kind of samba festival character. I'm thinking about Sally. Yeah, but something like a Brazilian, Brazilian jiu-jitsu dance fighter girl. I don't know. Nutcracker. That's the name. That's of course the girl with because she has the Nutcracker uniform. Of course, yeah. This was the last episode with the you know, she has the old school, you know, Nutcracker, uniform. Of course, yeah. That's her. The girl that we saw with Saga this episode. It has to be her. She's called Bolero, with the blue hair and the blue. I like the blue. What's called it? Not a wand or something. She's like a blue wand or something. That has to be. Where did the link go? Sorry. Here. Bolero. Yeah, like a tomboy. I think that's her thing, right? She got that, I think so, yeah, she's got the blue wand. No, here's a fladdermus, so she's a German for bat. Fladdermus, that is Swedish, fladdermouse. She's a bat girl. Yeah, the fladdermouse, that's German for the bat. And she has Moonlight, the silver hair girl lady. Okay, that's Moonlight, yeah, because she's silver hair, of course. It's Moonlight. Belkis, I think we've seen either. She's like some kind of Egyptian looking woman or something. Belkis, I think we've ever seen her in anime. And we have Daphnis. I think we've seen her either. It's like a green, brown haired, blue red eye, and green blue clothing. And then we have another woman called Air. There's a green hair, like a very slim body. I think we've seen her either. Yeah, no, okay, so that's, I like her name. Twinkle, Twinkle Star is her name. Yeah, Twinkle, Little Star is her name. It's a super annoying name because, you know, the classic Twinkle, Star, classic song, right? But it feels like a really annoying name. But I mean, that's kind of funny. If you play the game, of course, you probably recognize the character, right? The game is coming out now and so on. But holy shit, man, the anime has issues. Like, there was that girl we saw him fighting. We saw that there was one of those, Bolero, I think, for example. It's the woman that's on his side. That is not Carmen. What's that girl? The green hair girl there. Oh, damn it. Come on, man, get back to that scene. What's that scene? It was like another girl that flipped past. No, it's not Flooded Mouse, it's like Jupiter, I think it's Jupiter. Which of course another thing for... Let's see. Yeah, this is definitely Jupiter, right? Oh, that's... okay, you can barely see it because it's so quickly. Because it's only one thing, but that's Carmen. Okay, so that's Carmen and Jupiter. Okay, so... Yeah, so this is like only frame you see, right? Because the screen immediately goes over to him again. So, yeah. So that's Carmen. She's the babe in like some kind of Brazilian... Jutsu dance music or whatever. Something like that, yeah. Samba festival, carnival music dance fight. And then there's Jupiter, which, they're based on different musical things or whatever, right? Yeah, she got the like green one and so on. But I mean, that stuff is kind of cute, right? Sure. It's kind of cute. But it's like, man, I would much rather see all these waifus fight, right? Than having these like... I mean, that looked more interesting, honestly. His actual prologue... of him like being in this war with the aliens, that would be interesting, right? Seeing Sagan and the army with all these different waifus, like seeing him in the war with all these different other musical arts that we didn't see in the episodes, yeah. They were like still frames now, I guess kind of similar to proper slam. But yeah, that would have been better, right? That would have been better. Like this is so boring. That's not a lame man character. I honestly probably would have preferred if they at least tried to write some kind of Sephiroth's mother strategy, whatever. I probably prefer that, right? And certainly they would have failed, most likely, but now I feel they didn't even try, as I mentioned earlier. I feel they're just like, oh, here's the bad guy, he's like sad or something. I don't know, he died. If anything, it's really a terrible ending. It's just a lackluster ending, right? That he just goes over here, he's like impaled by the crystals, like, I will summon them all here and then we can kill them or something, and then he just kills him and then it's like, that's it. He didn't even fight Takt, right? I mean, certainly Orphan fought, his wife's fought for him, but yeah, Takt didn't even have to fight him. He didn't even transform. He started transforming, I guess, kind of when he got there, but like, it wasn't really like, yeah, he just kind of gave up, right? It's so that, oh my god, it's so lackluster. Oh god, it's so lackluster. Sakuga, insane lackluster ending, really lackluster. But that being said, it's still a better ending, honestly. Yeah, at least it has a little emotional bit there with Destiny crying and so on. So the ending is still like, the ending is still better. The ending is still better than, for example, Fina or whatever. Like, I would say it at least explain why he was evil or whatever. Still, though, it didn't explain the other bad guys. But no, I mean, it's obviously very, very lackluster. And it's just a boring one-dimensional character. But it's like, yeah, it's boring and lackluster. In like Fina and Promised Neverland, I was like, oh, this is so bad. Yeah, then I was like, oh my god, I'm killing. I was like, yeah, that was like, oh my god, I hate these animes so much. But those endings ruined a lot of the storyline, right? I suppose that makes it worse too, right? Here it's just kind of like, whatever is evil, it's over. But honestly, I felt the emotional bit here was probably better. Like, for example, in Promised Neverland, I'm spoiled, right? But like one character dies or whatever. You don't care, yeah. I don't care about characters. You know what I mean? Yeah, you don't care at that moment. Here, I kind of feel like I care more about Takt, right? I don't know. Feeling the bad guy wins, though, it's even worse. Oh, it is worse. And Attack on Titan, I mean, I've been saying for a long time that the manga was worse long before the ending, right? I've saying for many years the manga clearly was gonna fail an ending, and it did. I was right in that shit. But even before that, even with that, the ending in that manga was just like, it's like plot hole deluxe. They were like, the Titan is arguably the worst ending ever because it's like, it adds so much stuff that's unnecessary. This episode just kind of, honestly, in this anime's defense here, this is very lackluster, but at least it doesn't ruin anything. And I don't say that because it had nothing to ruin to begin with. That's my argument, even though it's kind of true. But I think it's more like, Attack on Titan, I won't spoil it here, don't worry, I won't spoil it. But I would say that Attack on Titan is a perfect example of how the ending creates plot holes. Okay, I will leave you that, I'll try to spoil that. But basically, the ending in that manga creates some kind of plot holes. And it's same with like Fina. Fina had this really weird totally affecting, and then it wasn't even true. Guy was lying to her. It didn't make any sense. So Fina also has like a massive plot hole, more than one plot hole in the ending, and it feels like the last episode just adds plot holes, right? Instead of like resolving issues, it adds plot holes, and it's an obvious plot hole. I think the Titan is actually less obvious than Fina, honestly, but it still has like plot holes added, right? And some kind of paradox are added, and that makes the ending terrible, right? So you can argue how terrible, but I think it's very clear that you have to kind of try to end your storyline, and if the ending has plot holes and like adds new plot holes, right? It's not even explaining or something, it adds plot holes. That's pretty bad. But this time here, at least, there is no added plot holes, right? There's no like added, complicated, convoluted storyline. It's just like really boring. Yeah, it's just like he was crazy. Damn. Yeah, it feels like they didn't try, right? It feels very, very cowardly, I suppose. But still, at least they didn't add anything dumber. Like that's Fina again. Fina, I think, particularly this year. Oh, the anime episode is so bad. Last episode, they just throw in more and more dumb shit right every minute. Here at least it was like whatever, a good fight, terrible conclusion, and it's over. But at least it's somewhat like logically over how he defeated him. Yeah. Well, I guess just how she could beat her though. Yeah, but still, this episode has a bad ending as well because just alone that she just could defeat Orphan by just wanting it more is really terrible. Yeah, she just wanted to win, so she won. Yeah, why didn't she win earlier then? Right? I mean, yeah, it's so stupid. I mean, if Destiny had, honestly, I hated any kind of storyline. Right? If Destiny was fighting more even with Orphan from the beginning, I think then it would be like, okay, maybe she could overcome her. But now it's like, oh, she got her ass kicked for like 10 minutes. Sure, she got her once, but afterwards she got her ass kicked. Suddenly she wins. You know what I mean? It's like, she wins anyway, even though she is clearly much weaker. She still just managed to miraculously turn it around, the last minute, basically. And you're like, yeah. It's kind of like that. And you're like, wait a minute. That's why it's so terrible, right? The fight chance though. But at least there was like no real plot hole. You could argue that's like stupid plot convenience that he is this dying. Plot is definitely plot armor, that's one thing. It's plot armor, right? But it's no plot hole. She could like overcome it because his music was not playing and that makes her stronger or whatever. He made a better music tune. He basically powered up when he needed to, right? It's very like plot armor heavy, but it isn't like actual like plot hole per se. More like really stupid plot armor. But you can be way worse at. Well, guys, that's the ending. Long video here, but very lackluster. Beautiful, but incredibly lackluster ending, that's for sure. This anime has been one of the great anime to watch, I think, in this year. Again, right, because it is one of the most visually appealing animes, but also one of the absolutely worst storylines this year. And this episode here definitely fulfilled the consistency of having, again, a really good fight and a really bad storyline. So that's tight open, guys. Better ask guys, once you guys more with some more fun episodes. And of course, next year with new animes, we're gonna do some top 10 anime and so on, right? And roast the anime I watched, so on, right? Coming probably. They're also probably next week or 2 weeks from now, probably. I don't know when they're releasing it, but probably next week, maybe. Nah, if it's usually releasing it, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure when they release it, but yeah, I love to roast those shitty, anime. They're gonna be like Takt OP, best waifu or something. I mean, they had Lily, right? Even though Lily isn't better than Saki. But anyway, see you guys and have a great day.